Hi everyone! Welcome to your newest addition to this channel. It is Good Morning Tea, where Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would read everybody and inspire you with some oracle cards. So how about let's make your tea now? Hi everyone, welcome to your Vedic Sidereal Astrology general prediction. Just to give you guys a heads up, this is a general prediction and that your Mahadasha and your Antardasha will play a significant role before we go through the transit. We also practice Jyotish, meaning this is to enlighten. We are going to go through each of the zodiac, but again, this is a general prediction, so we do advise for you guys to consult an astrologer if you are going to a specific dasha in your life before you can use this prediction. We will try as much to be as accurate as it is still going to be showing some effectivity with the general energies that you might be encountering for this particular month. Without further ado, we're gonna start your reading from each of the zodiac. All right, Aquarius, for the Aquarius moon and Aquarius ascendant, we have Dr. Pai over here for our monthly prediction. There you go, Dr. Pai.
Thank you, Sal, and namaste, everybody. We're doing, Aquarius Moon and Ascendant for February 2020, and for all those Aquarians, I have to say, this is going to be a fantastic month for you, with your Lord being in the 12th house, but it gives you much more scope for restructuring, reorganizing, decluttering. Declutter is going to be the big phrase for you for this month, is not only because of that, but also because you have your Saturn and Sun in the 12th house till the 12th of February. And after that, Sun is going to transit into your first house. So Sun is going to be with your fifth house Lord, which is Mercury, and fifth house Lord is definitely going to give you a lot of promise. And there could be some also scope from some speculation. Some gains from speculations can also be seen, because your eighth house Lord is also Mercury, and Sun being a seventh house Lord is going to come there. It's going to be helpful. But what I want to say to all those people is just be careful, because Mercury is going to go retrograde. So don't put all your chips on the table and go all in, because you might feel success during the first part of the month, but the later part of the month, after the 12th, because you're going to go for a Mercury retrogression on the 17th, between 17th of February to 9th of March, you will see for 23 days, Mercury is going to be retrograde. Also, what I want to say to you guys is your third house of short travels, third house of arms, third related to shoulders, because that's going to go through the Gandanta Mars. And also for all those Aquarians, Mars is also your 10th house Lord, which is related to your career, to your profession. So that's going to be there's going to be some sort of stress over there, because Mars is going to be going over this zone, which we call it Gandanta. Gandanta means it's kind of a karmic knot and the zodiac. And these places in the zodiac, you need to really untie that knot before you go forward. So what is the untying of the knot that is happening? Is something between your work and your 11th house, which means something related to your income. So maybe you might be looking for a raise, and because of which you have been dissatisfied, because you've been always looking for that raise and it's not coming your way. So maybe that could lead to some sort of frustration, or maybe some arguments at work. Also with your, I would say with your elder siblings, be very careful, because 11th house represents your elder sibling, and Mars also represents your siblings, because it's a third house Lord, going through the Gandanta. So some heavy duty karmas related to your siblings might be playing very significantly this month for all the Aquarians. And for the good news for Aquarians also is your fourth house lord of your comforts is going to be exalted in the second house, which is great. I think you will feel comfortable at home with your family, going out, to the restaurant for some. You might try out some great eateries this month. You might try out some exotic food this month. You might also have to visit a dentist for some reason. These are some things up on the cards. But also one thing I want to tell to all the Aquarians that I've observed, be careful around a traffic light, because I have seen you might bump into at the traffic light if you're not following the rules, and if your focus is not there, you might run into another car, or somebody from behind might come and ram into your car. So because Venus is the karaka for vehicles, is the fourth house lord for you, sitting in the second house, not a very good, even though it's exalted, yeah, nothing is going to happen. It's just going to be not a very eventful thing. It's always best to be on your guard, because that's where I see. I'm specifically saying traffic lights, so watch out around the traffic light.
Okay, so Dr. Pai just wants us to be aware. It's like, of course, like everybody has to be aware with driving, but most definitely if you are an ascendant or moon sign in Aquarius. Okay, so Dr. Pai, if we're gonna go reverse on this one, because for the moon in Aquarius, now they're entering. Saturn is entering their 12th house from their moon sign. And this is now, just the preliminary of their 7.5 years of Sadisati, which is, again, there's nothing to fear, but it's like we're just giving some predictions here. What can you see? Because normally when Saturn enters the 12th, it is normally removal. This is what things that we think of, that we attach to. That's where the transition is happening. And if it's in the 12th house, Dr. Pai, what is this?
Yeah. So what I want to say to those people, whenever it's going to come to your 12th house, is those areas of your life will be affected, which represents your feet, your sleep patterns, and also those relationships that have been very toxic. So you need to really rethink on those areas of your life, because 12th house is also where Venus gets exalted, and Pisces in Vedic astrology. So it's also about people would start really thinking about ways that they can. Some people go into spirituality. Some people will look at some sacred books or texts that they want to read more. Maybe you want to learn from the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, or any other holy books that you want to. You reach out for those books because you really want to understand what this period is all about. So yeah, for people, I want to say get your sleep patterns right, because whenever Saturn is going to come, the first thing that you're going to lose is your sleep. Because you're not able to sleep on time, you would see that you will go to bed about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's best to go, because your body has to get enough rest. And the healing process of the body, which means the body repair work, happens when you are well rested. And that's why Saturn is very important for rest, because when your body is completely rested, Saturn plays the role of the body healing, and the work that he really does in curing the body. So people who don't take enough rest, you'll see that you'll start getting sick, is because Saturn is giving you an indication saying that take more rest. Right. I think you're overworking, or you're not following the body cycle. So always with the biorhythms, if you start following the biorhythms and be more in nature, this Sadisati for all the Aquarians who just started is not going to be as that bad.
But just to ease them up, Saturn also loved to stay in the 12th house, though, Dr. Rai, to protect them from enemies. This is what Saturn does over here. And even also grounding your expenses, any kind of losses now is going to be slowing down. As far as like Saturn coming to their 12th. Now, with their upcoming solar return, basically mid-month, February, where officially the sun will go to Aquarius, and Mercury going in retrograde. It's a high time, because the sun always shine in the first house. Sun is exalted in sun is Karaka of 10 and exalted in Aries, and they're having it now in their first house, which is going to be a good time for them. Correct, Dr. Pai?
Absolutely. It's going to be a great time for them with the sun moving there. But always remember, with all these transits for the Aquarians, Rahu is in the fifth house.
Oh, yes.
So Rahu in the fifth house is going to be, having a huge impact on their relationships or their romanticism, because you need to watch out. Because when Rahu is in the fifth house, if Murphy's law, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. If you're anticipating something to go wrong, it will go wrong, because Rahu can always bring that smokiness. So speculation, gambling, all of these things, I would say people would be winning initially, but they will not be able to see the light properly till sun comes in the first house. When sun is in the 12th house till the 12th of February, and with Rahu in the fifth house, you might see that, oh, it's a beginner's luck, but you will start winning, but then you will start, because speculation is seen from the fifth house as well, and relationships as well.
Is there a difference, Dr. Pai? Because we know that, Sun and Saturn does not go along, and it went from Capricorn, which is a Saturnian house, and then it's going to go to Aquarius. Is there restlessness also with regards to their soul right now? Because we know the Sun is our soul, and it's coming into a house where, and of course, it's our ego at the same time, it's kingship, and it goes again to a Saturn house. Is there anything that you can add to that, Dr. Pai?
Yeah, I see, when sun is moving through Saturn's houses, I see there is more laziness or procrastination. You would feel like sleeping for additional 15 to 20 minutes. You have to get up at 7 in the morning to go to work, but you'll always be snoozing and saying, oh, let me sleep for another 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Okay, but when you have to wait for this can happen. So I think also what I want to say is, when sun comes, it's also a very important wake-up call for many people to look at their immune system, because your shield, Saturn is slowing down, and sun wants to, power and give you the light and the heat, the energy. That's because it's Saturn is just wanting to absorb that, because it's a cold planet.
Now, Dr. Pai, with their income, I see good finances though, having Jupiter in their 11th, and this is its natural home. So they do have some, and Jupiter is a savior also. This is the happiness. So, can you see anything with regards to their income house and dreams, desires, and aspirations? 11th house networks.
Absolutely. I think this is a great time, even when you see an exalted Venus in the second, which is your 4,000, your 10th house Lord for you. No, sorry, 9th house and your 4th house Lord for you, which is a Yoga Karaka. We call it Yoga Karaka, means a planet is very, very benefic to give you good results. So, Venus going in your second house, beautiful. I think you just need to make the most out of it, with Jupiter in the 11th house of your gains. And let me also tell you that, your 10th house Lord Mars is also going to come and join with Jupiter there, with your 11th house Lord, which is good. 10th house, 11th house Lords are coming together, and you have Ketu there. So I think it's a great period for Aquarius this month.
Okay, so there you have it. We have pros and cons, but like what Dr. Pai said, if something is gonna go wrong, something is gonna go wrong. But also, if there's something gonna go right, it is going right. Okay, so thank you very much, Aquarius, for tuning in. Make sure you hit subscribe and like, and we do this every month. So I'll see you again for March. Bye, guys.